Hey, 5th grade. In the last lesson, in your video yesterday, you learned about parallelogram. I'm sure you have learned the important properties of parallelogram and rhombus. They include the opposite sides are parallel to each other. So AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. And number 2, the opposite angles are equal. Angle D and angle B are equal. Angle C and angle A are equal. And number 3, the angles between the two parallel lines are, they add up to 180 degrees. So in this parallelogram, angle B and angle C are together make 180 degrees. Angle A and angle D make 180 degrees. They are angles on a line. So these are some important properties of a parallelogram. And in a rhombus, a rhombus shares common properties except that they have 4 equal sides. So that's a quick review. In this trapezoid, STUW, ST is parallel to WU. So if you know the parallel sides, which two pairs of angles are angles on a line? Remember, it's angles in between the parallel lines. It's angle T and angle U, these two, and angle S and angle W, these two, not S and T. They are not, because TU and WS are not parallel sides. No, it's only the angle in between the parallel sides. So if we know that angle W and angle S are angles on a line, then we should know W and S they add up to 180 degrees, right? So then we can work out angle S, which is 180 degrees minus 62 degrees. And then this is split into 3 parts. Then we know the other 2, then we know what measure angle Z is. I'm not going to solve this problem for you because I think it's easy enough for you to understand. In the past chapter, we have learned how to classify triangles. There are 2 ways you can classify triangles. Number 1, by the lengths of the sides. So we have scalene, no equal sides. Isosceles with 2 equal sides. Equilateral means equal sides. It has 3 equal sides. Number 2, by the measures of angles. We have right triangle, obtuse triangle, and acute triangle. We cannot have 2 right angles in a triangle because all 3 angles measure up to 180 degrees. We cannot have 2 obtuse angles because all 3 angles measure up to 180 degrees. Then we talked about the measures of angles of triangle. The sum of all angle measures is 180 degrees. In a right triangle, since one angle is 90 degrees, the sum of the other 2 angle measures is 90 degrees. We also talked about the inequalities of a triangle, which is the length of any 2 sides. Actually the sum of the lengths of any 2 sides is larger than the length of the other side. we did experiments on it. We tried different possibilities, and we found that it's only possible to make a triangle if two sides are longer than one side. All right. Oh, here's right triangle and isosceles triangle, two equal sides and two equal angles. It is the angles that are opposite to the equal sides that are equal, not the one on the top. An equilateral triangle with three equal sides. Since they are all equal and the sum of angle measures is 180 degrees, so each one is 60 degrees. Then we talked about parallelogram and rhombus and trapezoid. We just reviewed it. In a parallelogram, parallel sides, parallel opposite sides, equal angles, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pairs of angles on a line. There are angles in between the parallel sides. In a rhombus, all the properties are the same except that there are 4 equal sides. In a trapezoid, there is 1 pair of parallel sides and there are 2 pairs of angles on a line. Only the angles in between the parallel sides are angles on a line. This is your chapter review or test. Number 1, choose the correct word from the word bank. A triangle with 2 equal sides is an isosceles triangle. And you have 5 in all, 5 blanks to fill in with the words, with all these words here. And the next one, these triangles are not drawn to scale. Find the unknown angle measures and then classify each triangle in 2 ways, by the length of side and by the measures of angles. Find the angle measures and classify them in 2 ways, remember. Then triangle inequalities, measure AB, BC, AC, and AB plus BC is greater than, smaller than, or equal to side AC. Use greater than, smaller than, or equal to compare. Name the figures. Is it a parallelogram, a rhombus, trapezoid, square? Write the name to the shapes. Find the measure of each marked angle. Well, use the properties of triangles and find the measure of each marked angle. There's 1 in each. Okay. Here's a trapezoid. JK and ML are parallel to each other, so these 2 are angles on a line. Problem solving. Well, you just have to read and solve the problems. Find the measure of angle X in this one. Well, you know this is an isosceles triangle. And what does it tell you if you know it's an isosceles triangle? Which 2 angles are equal angles? Remember, it's the angles opposite to the equal sides. Well, in this trapezoid, there is a equilateral triangle. What does it tell you? What do you know about equilateral triangle? What does each angle measure? Yeah, that helps you. That has enough information for you to solve the problem. Here's a right angle. Just use it in a smart way. All your information, you'll find out the In here there's angle Y and angle Z, two angles for you to work out. In this triangle, this is an isosceles triangle, this is an equilateral triangle, and what is the measure of angle? X here.